Hello everyone, Shinto Bean here playing some more Warhammer combat cards, and here we are at the beginning of a new season of Ranked Mode. With this season, there was a balance pass, which affected a number of warlords and bodyguards. The warlords, some of them received minor changes, others more significant, and I would like to play matches with all of the warlords that were affected. But for the first one, we are going to be playing as Necrons, which are unfortunately at an extremely low rank in ranked mode, so we're going to be going into casual mode and taking a second look at the Psychomancer. Now this guy was not very warmly received by many players, I think. I saw a lot of people complaining about this guy. I thought that he would be a good alternative to the Corpse Lord. He has a similar defensive special rule, but it turns out he's actually not as good as I thought. And clearly he was underperforming because his special rule, Phantom Visions, the damage reduction started off at 25% when he was released, and that has been increased significantly to 40%. But unfortunately, it's still very situational. It only activates on your opponent's turn, for one thing. And secondly, the enemy has to be attacking with an attack type that your bodyguards do not have. Now, against psychic decks, this can be very good. It will essentially reduce all psychic damage by 40%, which sounds pretty dang good to me. But unfortunately, against ranged melee, it's kind of a mixed bag. It depends on what bodyguards you're running. I'm going mostly melee, so that means ranged attacks should get reduced. I'll just go through very quickly, show you what I have. Got the Ophidian Destroyer with Outflank, 2 Berserkers, the Scorpic Destroyer, and Destroyer Lord. We've got Trazyn the Infinite with Endless, the Lich Guard with Furious Charge, Flayed One with Fear, and then 2 ranged units, the Doom Scythe with Regeneration, and then the Immortal with Barrage. I don't really normally like using a lot of these cards, actually, the mono attackers, the ones with only one attack type, but they seem to work a little better with the Psychomancer. Let's go ahead and deploy and see how this works out. Now, this is actually going to be the 4th game that I've played today as the Psychomancer in casual mode since he was buffed, and I have lost the first 3 games, and it wasn't even close. I mean, it was real bad. So I do not have high expectations for this. However, we are up against Ahriman here, a psychic deck finally, so we'll be able to see if the Psychomancer can deal with what it should be best against, psychic attacks. Now they're deploying only 1 Psyker to the field here on the first turn, and we have the initiative. And because this is casual, the AI deployed all 3 bodyguards first. The deployment, of course, works differently in casual mode. And let's see, we'll just put down a bunch of melee units here at the beginning, I guess. Do we want to save this guy? I mean, I really don't want to mix the ranged and melee units at the same time, so I'm just going to drop the Lich Guard down. Furious Charge is good when you use it to, knock out low health units, but we're just going to go all out with the melee attack on this first turn. So taking down the thing with Taunt, and hopefully they start displaying some Psychers so that we can see that damage reduction, see those Phantom Visions in action. Alright, there is a Pink Horror. Also has a ranged attack. So here they go, and the Phantom Visions activates against the psychic damage, reducing it by 40%. It's especially good on these Berserkers, I think, because it'll keep them alive longer and allow them to gain more attack power. Ahriman's Bolt of Change going off at the beginning of each turn, either increasing the health of his guys or damaging mine. Of course, the enemy counterattacks on my turn will not actually be reduced at all. The damage from those, it only activates again on the opponent's turn. Alright, another Psyker deploying to the field. It's a Sorcerer there in the center. So yeah, the Pink Horror doesn't do a whole lot of psychic damage, but 74 damage there, getting reduced to 45. So far, looking pretty good. I mean, this is like the the matchup that this is like the dream matchup for the Psychomancer. It doesn't get any better than this. So if we can't win this, then that pretty much proves that the Psychomancer is absolutely useless. In the past 3 matches that I played with the Psychomancer in which I lost, I came up against a ranged deck, which on paper this should have been good against, but it just did not work out very well. And then I also got matched up against melee decks, which this is actually pretty terrible against. So again, those Phantom Visions going off. I really do like the look of the animation, but it does slow down the speed of the match, just waiting for the animations to go off each time. It's another small gripe there. The Pink Horror coming back to life, and our Berserkers doing a lot of damage here. The Scorpic Destroyer in particular, 99 damage there. And their final bodyguard is going to be deploying. I didn't actually look at what level these guys are. The Occult Sorcerer at level 8, Armon at level 5, so Lord of Change, which also got nerfed this season once again. Its health is... Oh, there we go. Psionic Blast. You can see there the Phantom Visions animation activates 3 times in a row against the Psionic Blast. It looks a little ridiculous. I don't know why they don't make that, go off simultaneously. Finally, our guys are getting destroyed by those psychic attacks, but we still have plenty of bodyguards, so not too worried here. Yeah, I was saying that the Lord of Change has 20 less health than it did last season. Alright, time to put down our ranged units, and we do have a charged up ranged attack, so should be able to do some good damage here. I'm just trying to take out the Lord of Change. Could have gone for one of the flanks. I think that might have been better, but the psychic attacks will still be getting reduced against these ranged units as well, so I think we're in good shape. Lich Guard goes down. Alright, the one other issue with a lot of these Necron bodyguards that I have in this deck is they don't have the best damage. We're going to put down the Ophidian Destroyer and actually go try to take out the Pink Horror next turn, I think. 20 damage from the Bolt of Change there. Once again, Psionic Blast going off with the Phantom Visions triggering for each of those bodyguards. And once again, here we go. 84 damage getting reduced to 51. And, well, the Immortal actually dies. So they're actually getting through these guys. Okay, let's try putting the Fear in the center lane. See how much that reduces their psychic attack by. So the Fear should stack with the Phantom Visions as well. 88 damage from the Doom Scythe. Alright, so now Ahriman is going to be deploying to the field. And I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Maybe I should have just tried to go like pure melee or something, because I don't know if mixing the ranged and melee units is really working out. Again, we have been getting protected from their psychic attacks the entire game, and they're still getting through. And pretty soon I'm going to have to deploy my Warlord, and I don't think I have enough damage to actually take out Ahriman here, so we do have Trazen the Infinite. Okay. Alright, we're gonna drop him in the center lane. One more Psionic Blast, and that's actually gonna take out the Outcast over there. I think we'll go for... Yeah, we'll go for a melee attack this time. Just deal some damage to the Warlord, and then come pretty close to taking out the Occult Sorcerer, but he will kill off the Flayed one. And now the Psychomancer has to deploy. This is actually not looking so good. Maybe I should have deployed Trazen a little bit earlier. He has a huge amount of health, so he could have survived a lot of damage there, especially with the Phantom Visions. I think that was a severe mistake. We will be able... And wow, 90 Oh, I guess the 90 damage is getting reduced. But 54 damage, that's pretty painful. And the Psychomancer is only at level 2, so it's unable to really do very much here. Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll go for the ranged attack. Not a great situation. We have 2 of our units able to attack, but then Trazen is unable to... I mean, we could have tried to kill off the Occult Sorcerer, but that wouldn't have really helped our case there. And now they are going for another Psychic attack, and it looks like they're actually going to kill off the Psychomancer. Even with all that damage reduction, he still gets killed! Okay, either I am just terrible at this game and I have no clue what I'm doing, or the Psychomancer is actually the worst warlord in this game. Because I just played against a deck that I should have dominated. You know, I was running the right type of bodyguards, and the special rule was basically made to counter Psychic, and it still failed. Very badly. Now I did, you know, make, I guess, one misplay in that I didn't deploy this guy sooner, because he could have just tanked so much of that damage. But still, the fact that I lost, even while getting all that damage reduced, just says something about the quality of this warlord. I think he is actually a lot worse than I realized, and this is after a huge buff to his special rule, so I mean, I can't even imagine how bad he must have been last season. Let me know what you think of the Psychomancer, if you've been able to make him work, and if you used a similar composition or used a different set of bodyguards, and if you think I made some mistake in this match that cost me the game. I'd like to hear about that, but yeah, just let me know what your thoughts are on the Psychomancer, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.